So good morning, everyone. If you'd start, you could sit if you like, or you can stretch out on your back, supine. And I'm going to begin with some breathing and a short quote. So let's just begin with our breath. And if you like, you could get a couple of blocks and a strap perhaps, and also a blanket. And the blanket is intended often just to support your spine. When you're sitting, it tilts your pelvis floor forward and is very useful. It protects your lower back. So here we are. So the breath we're going to do is alternate nostril breathing. And we're just going to use our thumb on our right nostril. We're going to put our two fingers up our nose onto our forehead. And then the ring finger we're going to use for our left nostril. So it's a cleansing breath, and it's lovely to do at the beginning of a class. So here we are. We're going to, and I'll count it out at the beginning, and then you can find your own rhythm. But it's thumb on the left nostril, ring finger on the right nostril, two middle fingers up, and you're going to open the right nostril and inhale, and then hold, and then exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale. Hold. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Hold. Exhale through the right nostril. And now let's just take a few breaths, easy breaths ourselves, and feel the breath really moving through your whole torso. So we could even do some three-part breathing where we're inhaling here in our belly, and then inhaling in our ribs, and then inhaling in our upper chest. And now we'll exhale. Inhale belly, ribs, and upper chest. And now exhale. Inhale, 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 and exhale. And you find your own rhythm now with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to read a short quote by Donna Fahri, who's from New Zealand, who's a really excellent yoga teacher. And she writes, "Yoga does not change the way we see things. It transforms the person who sees. Stability and safety are not found by pulling ourselves together, but by letting go. The world holds us. In the stillness of practice, we find the softness to forgive ourselves and the self-care to begin again." So I'm going to take from that something useful. And for me, the useful thing is that stability and safety are not found by pulling myself together, but by letting go. The world will hold me. It makes everything quite simple. So I'll just invite you to find an intention, a sankalpa, since Angela really appreciates the power of the sankalpa, the intention. And you can come back to that during the class, or you could come back to the notion of softness in the practice, or that notion of safety and stability and being held by the world, not by the kind of strain and stress of us. So I'm just going to stretch my legs out, and my heels are stretching out. And I'm going to tilt forward, and I'm wiggling a little. I like to move a lot in my yoga practice. And and this is quite a gentle movement at the beginning of the class. And if your lower back doesn't bother you, you could come over and just see how you're feeling in this place. Because we're going to listen to our bodies and work to think through the practice in terms of how our bodies are feeling in the moment when we are listening to our bodies, and how they might shift and change over the course of the class. All right, so let's roll up. Good. And let's bring our legs in to what's called dragonfly in yin yoga, although this is used in lots of hatha yoga classes as well. And we're just going to tilt forward with a straight back and hold on to your ankles and come over. And we're just breathing here. We're continuing to use that breath. Good. And now we're going to tilt up again. Put one hand on your right thigh, one hand behind you, and lift up and twist. It's a gentle twist here. Good. And now we're going to go the other way. And we'll do it one more time on each side. And here I'm lifting up and moving around from my waist. And now coming back again. Good. All right, so now let's just come into easy pose. And we're just going to slide our hand along the mat and stretch our arm over. And we're going to sort of clamshell down towards the mat. And then we're going to try and lift up and over. So this is just to give us a sense when we're doing our standing poses, how our ribs are beginning, our lower ribs are beginning to look up at the sky. And we're going to come down again and come up and down again and up. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. We'll stretch out, really feel the extension of that arm, feeling the stretch along our side body and our breath moving into our side body. And then we're going to exhale down and then open up and inhale. And exhale down and open up and inhale. Exhale down and open up. All right, good. And then we're just going to go back and forth a little. And we'll inhale up and exhale down. And inhale up and over. And inhale up and over. And up. And last time on this side. And over. Good. So let's come on to our hands and knees now. And if you like, you could have two blocks nearby. And we're just going to do our very familiar shoulder opening movements. And we'll do a kind of reduced number of flaying of the arms. So we're going to lift let's lift our left arm up and then come through, exhaling. And then lifting the left arm up. And exhale through, and we're going to just stay here, leaving that arm down on the ground. And we can lift the other arm up, bend the elbow, place it on the sacrum, that is the flat part at the base of your spine. Or you can wrap that back of the hand around your waist
into a bind. And in this case, you can really lift up that top shoulder and breathe here and feel the shape. Listen to your body. There shouldn't be any sharp pains. There might be a little discomfort. And now we'll put that hand down and lift up and try to work with the other hand. So we're going to lift up and down, exhaling, and lift up, and then exhale, and lift up, and then exhale down, stretching that arm through, lifting the other arm up, bending the elbow, hand on the back of the sacrum or wrapped around, and lifting that shoulder up. Good. Let's lift that arm up, place it down, and we'll work now on our balance here and our strength. So we're going to have both hands on the ground, and when you put your hands on the ground, you really feel that the palm of your hand is like a suction cup here, and your fingers are stretched out here. Your knees are below your chest, and we're going to lift up your left leg and your right arm. And I'm going to do some mobility movements. So I'm going to rotate my wrist and my ankle while I'm here in one direction. And then I'm going to rotate in the other. And then I'm going to squeeze my toes and my hands, my fingers over my thumb. And then I'm going to stretch everything out. And I'm going to squeeze again. And then I'm going to stretch everything out. Squeeze again and stretch it out. Good. All right, now I'm going to just, we'll just draw your knee to your elbow, exhaling, and then stretch out. Exhale, stretch out. Exhale, stretch out. Exhale, stretch out. Exhale, stretch out. And last time, exhale, stretch out, and put that hand down. Good. Now let's just come back briefly into a child's pose, just to get a sense of the difference in our body. When we do things on one side, we might feel have a different experience on each side of the body. All right, let's come up again. We'll do the other side. We're putting that hand, the other hand on the ground, lifting up one arm and one leg. I'm pressing up through my heel, and the palm of my hand is facing towards my, it's as though it's towards my body. So that's basically towards the back wall. Good. We're just balancing here, feeling the strength of our body, and trying to work with our hip here to see if we could serve a cup of tea or coffee or whatever suits you. Have a cup sit on your sacrum there. Good. All right, let's rotate our ankle and our hand, our wrist, in one direction and then in the other. Good. And then squeeze your thumb with your fingers and squeeze your toes, and then stretch everything out. Squeeze your thumb and then your toe. Stretch everything out. Squeeze your thumb. Stretch everything out. And last time. And stretch everything out. Good. And now we're going to go knee to elbow. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Good. All right, so we're now back in our lovely tabletop, and we'll just do a few cat and cow. So first of all, let's really feel our front body just falling down to the floor. And it's as though our spine were a butter knife just cutting through. It's just really letting that go. And now we're going to draw our spine up from the base of the sacrum and the coccyx right up to the neck, the cervical spine. And now we're going to come down and inhale and then exhale out. And then inhale and then exhale out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. All right, let's come back into our child's pose, and we'll just stretch our arms straight out in front. And then walk them over to your left leg and really stretch your right arm on the diagonal. Your hand is moving away from you, and your hip, your right hip is moving back. So yoga often works in oppositions, and this is one of them. We're moving our torso in two directions. And now we'll walk over to the other side, and we'll stretch out that left hand on the diagonal, and the left hip is coming back. Very good. All right. Now let's come back to the center. Bring our knees underneath our hips, and we can stretch our arms out here. So this is puppy pose, and it's for shoulder opening. We're working a lot on our shoulders at the beginning, and I suggested you could have blocks here. And this is a bit more advanced, but if you have blocks, you can put your hands on the blocks, and it makes the stretch more exaggerated. So you decide what you want to do. You can keep them on the floor, or you could put them on blocks. And we're just breathing here. Remembering the flow of that breath from the alternate nostril breathing. And the three-part breath. Excellent. All right, so let's come back to our hands and knees, and we're just going to turn our toes under here and come back into our downward dog. So here you have to find the right distance, and the object is not necessarily to get your heels to the ground, but to move towards the ground. So you want to make sure your stance is wide enough. Good. And now I'm just going to bend one knee and then the other and pedal my feet out a bit here. And I'm opening my upper arms. I'm just rotating the upper arms and letting my head go. So I am really giving myself a lot of space. Very nice. Now I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to walk my hands back towards my feet and just come up in chair pose. And here I'm moving back and down. I'm going to take my thumbs, catch my thumbs, and see if I can draw my chest up towards the wall in front of me. Good. And now we're going to straighten up and come up. Very nice. I'm just going to move this back a little bit. So
All right. So here we are standing. And I'll just invite you to feel once again, feel your fingers. Really just make fists and stretch them out. Flick off all of your cares and woes. So we're flicking off everything, and at the same time, we're really developing lovely mobility in our fingers. And now you can shake them out. And let's shake everything out. Let's just jiggle. Jiggling is supposed to be very good for us. Good. All right. So here we are in our standing pose, mountain pose, and we'll just find a lovely space for us to stand. I'm going to stand at the front of the mat here, and I'm going to lift my toes up and find that place of balance while standing in the mountain pose. So I'm going to put my hand on my pelvis, my hand at the bottom of my breastbone on my xiphoid process, and draw them together. I tend to stand with a lot of lordosis with my bottom sticking out. So it's important to be able to find that sense of centering and that location. Good. So we'll just take a couple of breaths here in our mountain pose. And have this be the center of our stance, maybe through the day. So in the daytime when we're standing, we can recall how it is we felt at this very moment. All right, let's open our arms out and look up. And then forward, exhaling. And then a lovely halfway lift, inhaling, and then coming down, exhaling. And then the right leg back, left leg back, and we'll stay in our plank pose for a moment or two. And here we can work on our strength. And it's a commonplace now that as women, we were really not schooled to have very strong upper bodies. And now, due to more recent knowledge about women's bodies and bones, it's really important to develop our strength. So holding here is a good thing. I think a woman in Red Deer, Alberta, won the Guinness Book of World Records in holding a plank. It was hours, so I'm not going to make you do that. But we can stay here. You can come down anytime you like, or you could walk forward with your right hand, and then with your left, and then back with your right, back with your left, forward with your left, forward with your right, back with your left, back with your right, forward with your right, left, back right, back left, forward right, back left, back right. Good. And now we'll come down. So you can come down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And we'll just come up into a low cobra here. Good. And we'll breathe here. And we'll exhale. Let's bring our fingers out to the side, press into the floor. Our elbows are bent and up. And we're going to rotate our shoulders up, our chest, and our head. And breathe. And then come down, exhaling. And then inhaling, shoulders, chest, head up, pressing into the floor and breathing. And coming down. Last time, shoulders, head, up. Good, and now down. Lovely. So let's do another shoulder movement since we're in this lovely place. I'm going to invite you to have your shoulders out. I'll do it this way so you can see. Shoulders out, your arms out rather. And you'll take your left arm underneath and clap your hands. Lift your left knee up and then open your right arm and see if you can put both shoulders on the ground. So this is quite a deep stretch, actually. It's kind of a beautiful movement. And now we're going to come back, clap our hands, draw that knee down, and take that arm underneath again. So we'll do the other side now. We'll take the right arm underneath, clap our hands, lift our left knee up, and then open our top arm out and over. And breathe. And now we'll come back and draw that knee down and open out. We'll do it one more time on each side. So draw that arm under, clap the hands, lift the knee up, open the arm out, and feel that really beautiful twist in your thoracic spine and in your lumbar spine as well. Good. Clap the hand. And now come back around again, open out, drop. And now we're going to lift up the left knee. The right arm comes underneath. We open up and look at the sky. And dream about the beautiful day ahead. Close that arm. And then we'll just come out with our arms straight out. We'll bring our arms underneath us and stretch them out above our head. Our palms are facing each other. And we'll just see if we can lift our upper body up with our arms and lift our legs up, pointing our toes. So this is just stretching, 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 and breathing. And breathing. Good. And now come down. You can put your hands underneath your shoulders and push up into an upward dog or into a downward dog. So here we're going to go back into our downward dog, pressing into our hands, pressing our thighs back, and really feeling the strength of our body. Good. Now let's lift our left leg up, point the toe, bend the knee, draw it forward towards your elbow and bring it back. Draw it forward to the center and bring it back. To the outside and bring it back. And now draw it forward underneath you, drop the back knee, and we're now in our low lunge. We can look up, inhaling. Good, and then down again. And let's shake our arms out a bit. Let's work with our hamstrings. So we'll just stretch that heel out and we'll come down with our arms like this, or if you like, you could have your blocks here. And we're just stretching out we're stretching our toes back. So I can even hold on to my toes. And if you don't want to use the block, you can go like this. And then we'll come forward and come up, inhaling. And you can use those stop sign arms. And then we'll come back again, exhaling. And then lifting up, opening out, and now exhaling. Inhaling up, opening out, and exhaling. Coming up, opening out, and exhaling. Good. Let's put that foot down and bring it back underneath you, and then stretch the other leg out. We'll do the same on the other side. So here we are on our other side, stretching that heel out, and our arms are back or on blocks. Good. Now put that foot down and lift up, and then stretch out again. And put it down and lift up and put it out again. Stretch down and back again. Good. Down and All right, so let's put that foot down. We'll frame the front foot and draw that back leg back. Good. We'll just dangle here for a moment. And we can move one knee and the other. You could put your, if your hands are near the ground, you could put your fingertips under your toes, and you could pedal your feet, or you could just hold on to your, let your the sides of your hands hang suspended in the cracks of your elbow, and we're just letting go. Letting go and letting the world hold us. All right, let's roll up here and open out and coming back. All right, so we'll do the other side. So let's come up and exhale over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. And your back leg back. Your other leg back, we're in a plank again. And now we're going to come down, exhaling, and pressing back up into an upward dog or a low cobra. And now we're going to just, so I have a broken toe, so I'm maneuvering carefully. So we're pressing back into our downward dog and pressing our thighs back again. If you tend to hyperextend, then make sure you have a little bit of bend in the knee. Otherwise, you can just feel that pressure backwards, trying to sort of squish the pea behind your knee. Good, and we're just breathing. It's good to take some time in downward dog. Now let's lift that same leg up, bend the knee, bring it forward and drop the back knee, coming up, inhaling, and then framing the front foot and coming back and hanging over. Good. Roll up and come to stand. So here we're going to work just a little bit on our standing poses. So we'll take a wide stance for our triangle pose, and you can turn that one foot out. The other foot is a bit on the diagonal behind you, and I'm going to just, now there are two ways of doing this, which I just discovered a while ago. So one is to feel the sort of the plane of the front body, staying on track. The other is to let that hip come down, and it does depend on our own skeleton, how our bones work. So I'm going to let my hip come down a little bit, so you can feel a little bit of a release there. And here I'm just breathing, feeling the length in the side body on both sides is the same between the hip and the ribs. And I'm really breathing here, feeling really the ecstatic bliss of having a body that can stretch and move at this time of life. And then we're coming up, turning the feet the other way, and stretching over again and coming down. Good. And looking up or looking out, depending on your neck. You do what feels good. Good, and breathing, and now we'll come up again, and let's do that one more time on the other side. Stretching out and coming down and looking up. And then opening out, turning around carefully, and coming over. Good. Now let's come back. We're going to go into our lovely warrior two here, and we'll lift up, and we'll stretch our arms out and go into our extended side angle, feeling the fingertips to the outside edge of the back foot, a really beautiful energy. And here we can go down, clamshell down, and then lift up and feel those lower ribs moving towards the sky, and then clamshell down and feel those lower ribs moving towards the sky. Last time. And up. Good. And now we're going to come back into warrior two, press up, come back into gentle warrior. Feel the breath in the side body here. And we'll come down again, exhale. And then we'll stretch up and over to the front, extended side angle. Inhaling. And then we'll exhale down into our warrior two. And then stretching up and back, inhaling. We'll do that a few more times. So exhaling down. Inhaling out and over. And exhaling down. Now stretching up and back. And last time, exhaling down. Good. Now we're going to just turn our feet towards the front, and we will tilt over. If you have blocks, you could use blocks, or you could just tilt over and hold on to your thighs or your shins or your ankles, and bend one knee and then the other, bending one knee and then the other, really feeling this is like a game that you're playing as a child. Very carefree movement. Good. And now straighten the legs. You could put your hands on your hips, or you could straighten your arms out, your upper arm by your ear, and come up with straight arms. And then open out. Good. Let's open to the other side. And we'll do the same thing. Bend your knee in our warrior two, feeling the strength, feeling someone's pulling one direction and the other, but you're landing right in the center, and you're going down, down, down. You're pressing your thigh back and around. Good. Let's stretch out. Forearm to the thigh and come over. And let's exhale down and inhale up, those ribs up, and exhale down and ribs up. And exhale down and ribs up. Good. And now let's open out again into our warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Come back into gentle warrior. And settle down, exhaling. And then inhaling over. And exhaling down. Lifting up. And coming over, and exhaling down. And inhaling up and over, and exhaling down, and then up and over and around. Good. Let's just wiggle our feet in, and we'll stand in Tadasana. Find our center spot. And we'll do some balancing. So let's do our eagle pose. So my balance is not great, and I do have a broken toe. So I'm just going to tell you what to do, and I will do my own thing. So I'm going to put my block on the outside of what would be your left foot, and I'm going to go into chair pose. And I'm really going to feel myself going back and down here. Good. Now I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to wrap my foot around, ideally my shin, my calf, but I can't do that. So I'm just resting my toe on the block. And if this is your left leg, then I am going to put my right arm underneath here. And you can do this different ways. One way is the way I like is just to clasp your shoulders and then bend your elbows, backs of the hands together, and then you can Find the fronts of your hands and lift up. If that's too much, just hold on to your shoulders. Good. And now I'm settling down and I'm trying to balance. So I'm either on one leg or I'm trying to lift that foot up slightly and see how I do. Not terribly well, but it's an eternal struggle. All right. Very nice. Now let's lift up. Let's lift everything up and open out. Good. And we'll just try the other side. Ooh, I'm heating up. It's a good thing. All right. So here we go. We're coming down into chair pose. And then we're going to lift up, cross that leg around, find the block or the back of your calf. Oops. And then I'm going to just have the other arm underneath, clasp my shoulders, bend my elbows, and find the fronts of my palms, and then settle down here. Good. Breathing here, feeling the top of my head moving towards the stars, and feeling my sit bone moving in the opposite direction. So I'm really elongating my spine here. Good. Now we're opening out and lifting that leg up and coming down, and I'll shake it out now. Very nice. Okay. So we can also do a little bit of a tree pose. So I'm holding on here, but you can be in the center of the room. I'm just lifting this leg up. This would be your left leg. No, your right leg. Anyway, so we're coming in and moving out. Coming in and moving out. Coming in, internal rotation, external. Now I'm lifting that leg over a back fence. And I'm lifting my leg over that fence again, and now I'm internal rotation, external, and then over that back fence, and then back again. Then I'm drawing that foot up to the inside of my thigh, pressing it into my thigh, pressing thigh into my foot, and I'm going to find my drishti. That is a still point on the floor in front of me where I can focus. And you can have your arms however you like. You can move them around. Oops. Good. Now let's lift up and then come down. All right, let's try the other side. So we'll do the hip opening movements again. So we'll lift this time, let's draw our leg and knee in towards our chest. And then when we're doing internal rotations, we're going down and then up, and external down and then up, internal down and up, external down and up, and then lift that leg high, come over that fence to the back, lift the leg high over the fence, and then down, internal and up, down, external and up, over that fence again, and back. And now we're going to find that place on your thigh, pressing the foot into the thigh and finding your drishti and doing what you will with your hands. You can lift them up. You can do somersaults. Do what you like. Good. Very good. Now let's lift up and come down. And let's shake it out. And oh, that's it. Really feel the looseness of your body. Now let's come down onto our seats for a moment. And we'll just do a little bit of a twist. So legs are straight out. I'll sit back here. And we'll lift our, would be your left leg up, cross it over. We'll just do traditional. So you can leave this leg straight if you like, or you can draw it back and press your other hand behind you, and then you could just hold on to this leg if you like, or you can use it as a wedge to help you turn around. And here when I'm turning, I'm lifting up and I'm turning from the waist. So, and I'm just turning to the back here, having one last twist before we settle down. And breathing. Good. And now let's turn towards the other side. I'm pressing my fingertips into the floor and just doing a brief counter twist here. Good. Now let's put our legs out. Let's pump them a bit just to get the blood going. One of my teachers calls the calves your second heart. Good. Now let's lift the other leg up and cross it over, pressing your foot into the ground, bending the bottom leg, coming back, putting the hand behind, pressing into the floor. And now this time we're lifting up, up, and twisting from the waist towards that knee, and then using the arm to as a lever, or to you could hold on to that leg that knee if you like. And as we're inhaling, we're coming up. And as we exhale, we're going around a little bit more perhaps. So inhale up and exhale around. Inhale up and exhale around. Inhale up and exhale around. Good. Now let's stretch our legs out here and pedal them. I just like shaking them. All right, so now we're going to come down onto our back. We'll have a belt nearby. Oh, actually, we'll have a belt in our hand, actually. And I'm just going to bring my knees into my chest here and have a block nearby, too. And I'm just going to stretch my feet up into the belt. Good. And I'm just feeling the kind of isometric stretch here because the belt is coming down, my feet are moving into it. Good. Now I'm going to put my right foot on the ground, bent knee. I have my strap around my left foot. It's either on the toe mound or in the arch. And then I'm going to stretch out the bottom leg, or you could keep it straight. And I'll open out to the side, opening that arm out. And I'm just going to breathe here. You can use your elbow to give you a break on that leg, that extended leg. And then I'm going to lift up, exchange hands, and draw it over, and look at the other hand. And then I'm going to lift it up and open out, exhaling, and lift it up again and over and exhale. This time, when I lift up, I'm going to use my thigh, just exclusively my thigh, and lift up. And now I'm going to open out, and I'm going to use that inner thigh to come down slowly. So we're strengthening the thigh at the same time. Then when I lift up, I'm lifting up from that inner thigh and coming over. Good. And then one last time on this side, and then lifting up with that outer thigh, and then coming over and lifting up with the inner thigh. And then bend that knee, bend both knees, and put the strap around the other foot and stretch it up. Put the other foot down on the ground. You can extend the foot out, and now open out and look at that foot. And then come up again, lifting up with the thigh,
coming across, crossing those arms and looking at the opposite arm. And you're straightening those legs while you're doing this. Good. And then lifting up with the inner thigh or outer thigh or whatever you're working with, and then open out. And here, let's lift up with the inner thigh and extend it over. And then lift it up again and over, looking at that hand. And then lifting it up one last time. And we'll just bring that knee into your chest. Bring both of your knees into your chest. And we'll just have a little rocking motion here. You're massaging your lower back. And I'm going round and round. I'm putting my hands on my knees and stirring a pot of soup here. And then we'll go in the other direction. Good. Now let's put our feet down as wide as the mat. And we'll just drop our knees in the same direction. So we'll go into windshield wiper here. And we can do it fairly slowly, just to really feel what's going on in your body. And you can really feel you're stretching the front of your thigh as you go over. And it's very relaxing, and it sort of helps me recenter my back after twists and all of that sort of thing. All right, so you can keep doing that if you like. You could go faster or whatever. Or you could come into what I'm going to do now, which is I'm putting this block underneath my sacrum. And you have to find a good spot. I'm just going to have my both feet bent. And if this doesn't work for you, then stay on the ground without the block. I'm bending one knee and I'm stretching up. And then I'm going to put it down. And then I'm going to bend the other knee and stretch up. And you can keep doing that if you like, back and forth. Or you could bend both knees, stretch both feet up. And now I'm going to really just relax my legs. Now, my feet are not over my chest, and they're not way back. They're just over my hips. So that's up to you to try and figure out, well, where is that? Where can I feel my leg bones moving into my hips? I have a tendency to come forward quite a bit, so I have to consciously draw them back slightly. And here we're just going to let go here and breathe. Good, now let's bend our knees, put our feet on the ground, lift our pelvis up, take the block out, and let's just put that block between our thighs for a moment and settle down. Good. Now let's draw our heels towards our hips, press our feet into the ground, lift our pelvis up, pressing into the block. We're not coming up too far. We're just, we're not bowing out our ribs or anything. We're feeling our knees move towards the opposite wall, and we're really pressing into that block. This is the last thing we'll do, but it's a lovely, sometimes doing these very intense isometrics before we relax is a very good way to let go at the end. So we're just going to press, 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 and breathe here. Good. Take a few more breaths. Good, and now let's just go down vertebra by vertebra, and then remove the block, lift our legs up, and go into happy baby just for a moment, pressing our feet into the ceiling. So you could hold on to your shins if you like, or your ankles, or the outside edge of your feet. And this should feel intense, but like a bit of a release here, actually. And you can move around if you like. You could stretch one leg out and the other. This is kind of related to, this is the upside down version of the squat, but it's also related to the archer if you can stretch one leg and then the other. All right, bend those knees, put them on the ground. We'll do just a couple more of those lovely back and forth windshield wipers. And then we'll let the arms lay out beside us. They could be wide. You could have them above your head in a pentacle if you like, and you can stretch your legs out, whatever feels good. You can have them wide away from your torso or closer to your torso, and you can shimmy a little on the floor, just settling into your mat, feeling the safety and the security and the stability of your mat, the floor, the earth holding you. And you're breathing here again. We're always breathing, of course, but this time you're really feeling the inhalation moving through your torso. From your perineum all the way up to the tip top of your crown chakra, your head. It's moving towards your toes. And you're imagining that the skin on your scalp can let go. And the skin on your forehead can let go. The skin on your cheeks is just letting go. Your lips might part, your tongue could drop into your lower jaw as you let go. You let go of any tension around your ears or your face. You'll feel your neck letting go, your shoulders, your arms, hands and fingers, your chest, your breasts, your ribs, belly, all of your bodily organs, your pelvis, your hips and your thighs, your legs, knees, calves and shins, ankles and feet and your toes. Everything is just letting go effortlessly like a leaf. Flowering. Pick a crevice, a homey gap between stones, and make it your own. Grow a life here from wind, rain, and the memories of ancients embedded in limestone. The bees will use you for their sweet honey. The rock will soften under your touch. You will draw moisture from fog and hold it. Your presence will build soil. This is all we have in this life, all we own. A flowering, an opening, a gap between stones for tiny, tender roots. And I'll invite you to feel your body moving again, your toes might wiggle, your fingers. In your own time, you can stretch your arms over your head, perhaps.
And then draw your knees into your chest. Roll onto one side. And then sit up. So the teacher in me sees and honors the teacher in each of you, and the student in me honors and sees the student in you, the teacher in you, and the light in me sees and honors the light in every one of you. Deep bows to all of you. And I'll dedicate the merit of this practice to all those who are suffering and healing here and there. Thank you for joining me. I'm grateful for your presence. I will stop the recording and then we can chat if you like.